Let's check our Bay Alarm starting goaltenders. Antti Niemi returns for the Sharks. He's been off since a 20-save win over the Minnesota Wild a couple of nights ago. And Ben Scrivens, just traded to the Oilers by the LA Kings on January 15th, will make his third appearance in goal for them. He is 1-2 as an Oiler. Todd McLellan, head coach of the Sharks, winning as coach in franchise history, as you see, with 254 victories, and a rookie head coach on the Oilers bench. The Oilers with 40 points right now in 7th place in the Pacific. And while not mathematically eliminated at this point, they are a long shot to snap a streak of 7 straight years of not going to the Stanley Cup playoffs. But as we noted in our open, the Oilers playing much better hockey recently, winners of their last 2 straight games over Nashville, and then most recently on Monday night, a victory in Vancouver by a 4-2 score over the Canucks.
Taylor Hall leading the way. He's on a point streak right now. He's got 10 points in the last 6 games. Playing very well. He's a good hockey player. He's one of those guys, last 9 games. He's one of those guys that they thought might be considered as a young man to go for Team Canada. There's Nail Yakupov, who's got great offensive upside, but he has been in and out of Dallas Eakins' doghouse here in Edmonton. There's play away from the puck.
Sharks 2-0 against Edmonton so far this year. In November here, they beat the Oilers 3-1, and then in San Jose, January 2nd, a 5-1 win with 5 different Sharks scoring goals in that game. And a pass through the middle of the ice to Sam Gagner of the Oilers. Now David Perron behind the Sharks net, trying to get it out front. And the Sharks come ahead as Andrew Desjardins sends it to his right for Justin Braun. And Braun will slip it ahead for Tyler Kennedy. His shot saved by Scrivens as the Sharks get a chance on the first shift of the game from Desjardins' line. As we look at the rest of the forwards and defense, and of course the big story for the Sharks tonight, Drew, is that Marty Havlat is back in the lineup. He's missed the last 17 games.
So with Martin Havlat back in the lineup, you'll see a little bit of a different look on that second power play unit as Marty will come out and try to provide some offensive push there. Hopefully he can get up to pace as quickly as possible. That's the hard thing about being injured and being out for so long, is the pace of the game is so fast right now.
Coming off a game on Monday when they were shut out by LA 1-0, Todd McLellan has tonight reunited the big line. Pavelski and Burns on either side of the captain, Joe Thornton.
The other thing you notice, number 27, Scott Hannon, back in the lineup. He is out there on defense right now with Dan Boyle.
Matt Irwin getting the night off on the blue line. James Shepard and John McCarthy also on the trip, but not dressed for the Sharks. And now Pavelski across for Burns. He'll put one on net, and Scrivens will catch that, and he's forced to hold it for a face-off. And let's look at the lineup for Dallas Eakins' Edmonton Oilers. It's been a challenging year for this group.
It has, and what the head coach has been trying to do is, these guys all have tremendous, also those first 2 lines, tremendous offensive abilities, great skill set with the puck. Away from the puck is where the coaching staff is trying to get their message through. They've got to be better away from the puck, defend better off. And defend better. There's a little bit of a time with the issue with the clock. It's just got 20 seconds left on it right now, so we'll have to see what's going on there.
That's the game clock here in the arena.
Not ours here, but
we're synced up in a different manner. I would assume the correct time, and they'll have to sort out the game clock here in the arena at the next stoppage.
It'll be interesting to see here if the buzzer goes off at 0 here.
In 1 second, no, it did not.
Now it's back. So it's just all it is just a minute. The minutes aren't working, the seconds are on the game clock here. But going back to Dallas Eakins and his team, this is a young team that's got to learn that there's a certain way to play in the National Hockey League, and that way to play is hard work away from the puck. That's the #1 thing that all coaches want.
5-on-5, the Oilers have given up more goals than anyone, as Scrivens with a nice save off Brent Burns' hard snap shot as we check our Lexus keys to tonight's game.
Starts with the drop of the puck. The San Jose Sharks, Todd McLellan, was not happy with his team in the face-off circle against the LA Kings. You want to be a puck control team, you've got to make sure you get it on the face-off. And Todd also talked this morning about power play momentum. The problem with the Sharks' power play is not that it doesn't score. Yeah, you want it to score, but it's been taking the momentum away from the team. So get your game back on the power play. Start moving it quickly. Start getting pucks to the net. Start gaining some offensive push from your power play.
Oilers get the puck on the defensive zone face-off as Hall's shot is swallowed up by Jan.29. Taylor Hall's been on a point streak, as you noted. Hall's got 6 assists in his last 5 games, but he hasn't scored a goal in 7 games. In fact, the scoring, for the most part, in a large part, has come from David Perron, who had the hat trick in Vancouver on Monday night for the Oilers. His second career hat trick, and ironically, both of them against the Canucks. His other one was when he was with the St. Louis Blues, of course. He's got their number.
He does have their number. You got to guard that Perron when he's playing against Canucks.
Sharks come back in. Burns plays it up the boards and gets it back from Pavelski. Puts it on the net. Rebound to Pavelski, and his backhand denied. Back to the front of the net is Thornton, and we've got a penalty call coming up.
Shoot right away. It's going to be a hooking on the Edmonton Oilers, but here's the key on the players. When Todd McClellan, the coaching staff, talked to their guys about shoot the puck, get it to the net as quickly as possible. Pavelski just going to pop it back, and it's a quick shot off the pass. Joe Thornton's there, and Joe Pavelski just misses getting around Ben Scrivens for the first goal of the game, but I like the Sharks around the net. I like the quick shot towards the net. Jordan Eberle is saying, wait a second, you know what? I shouldn't have... how am I getting that penalty? But he is.
2:53, time of the penalty to Eberle for hooking. So the Sharks quickly here get an opportunity on the power play. They have not enjoyed a whole lot of power play time in the past couple of weeks. Oilers penalty kill ranked 16th.
They're going to pressure up on you right here. There's a speedy group of guys.
Their special teams play has not been that bad. It's 5-on-5 where the Oilers have struggled, giving up all those goals. 139 5-on-5 goals against most in the NHL. Here's the entry now. Marleau sends it left wing side for Thornton in the corner. Chased down by Martin Marincin. Sharks on a Cache Creek power play here in the first period. Boyle. Now the shot from the side by Pavelski blocked. Thornton. Looking forward from Marleau, but Patrick goes up top and now through past Demers, and the Oilers will get a quick change on their penalty kill.
Too much passing. Patrick Marleau sending one to the feet.
Now Thornton on the wing looking to set up Boyle at the front of the net, but keep in by Demers. He'll go across. Back up top, Demers, his shot blocked, and now the Oilers short-handed. Here's Jones. And Niemi with the save, and Demers clears it away, and now the Sharks with a 2-on-1. Marleau with Thornton. Marleau shoots, saved by Scrivens.
Why Joe Thornton stopped there, I have no idea. He drives the net to that. If he drives right to the back post, he's got a tap-in goal.
Down to 20 seconds on the Eberle penalty. Both teams with good chances on that last go-round. Havlat trying to get it in. Good stick there. Knocked out of the air by Hendricks, one of the newer Oilers.
A little excitement on the power play. Not sure if it builds momentum, but certainly gets everybody at the edge of the seats. First off, the breakaway, shorthanded by Jones. Tries to go backhand, 5-hole. Jan.29 makes the stop. Sharks quick on the transition. 2-on-1. Patrick Marleau, Joe Thornton. Who else do you want? They take it to the net, but Pat gets the shot through, and nobody drives there for the rebound.
11 left on this power play. Havlat on right now with Nieto and Wingles as Vlasic settles it. Eberle getting ready to come out of the penalty box. He's on now. Power play's over. One shot for the Sharks. This shot attempt goes wide, and it feeds the Oiler rush coming back the other way. Eberle can't get hold of it. Cleared up to the Oiler line. And checked there is Larson. As Eberle controls it at center. Ryan Nugent-Hopkins. Braun deep. He got rocked back there by one of the Oilers. Braun on this side. Desjardins again puts it on net. Stick save for Scrivens. Hayes down low for Kennedy and back to Brad Stewart. He'll shoot one wide. Braun steps up. Hall gets it for Edmonton. Intercepted again, and Scrivens a nice save. Kennedy, a great chance on the rebound, and Scrivens, the difference maker for the Oilers right now.
The Sharks are shooting the puck. They are trying to get to the net. Offside right there. With some good chances for the Sharks because it's just simply get pucks to the net and drive for rebounds. Jay Woodcroft said earlier, you can't get a second shot if you don't get the first one. There's the first one, and then Ben Scrivens there as Tyler Kennedy trying to mop up the rebound. The Sharks have got 8 shots already in the start of this game.
Kennedy, 4 goals and 15 points on the season. That's been a good line for Todd McClellan amidst the injuries that he's had to contend with. Of course, the line's a little different tonight with Kennedy skating with Desjardins and Havlat instead of Bracken Kearns, who's been on that line. Here's Brent Burns. He's had a couple of shots on goal. Call them scoring chances, if you will.
Yeah, one was a scoring chance for sure.
There's a turnover. Thornton to Wingle. Saved by Scrivens. Puck stays in. Dan Boyle shoots. Looking for a tip from Wingles, but it didn't get to him. Now Boyle again. Left side fired by Hannon. That's blocked by the Oilers. Pavelski. Nice reverse to Boyle. Now Thornton. Back up top. Pavelski shot, and that goes wide. Off a deflection, out of play. Sharks with 9 shots already. Time for our Coors Light Cold Hard Facts. Talking veteran forward Ryan Smith of the Oilers. He had a power play goal against Nashville here a couple of games ago. That moved him into a tie with Wayne Gretzky for second all-time in Oilers power play goal scores, only one behind Hall of Famer Glenn Anderson. 4th power play goal this year for the veteran Ryan Smith.
Ryan Smith could be a Hall of Famer, right? Think of all the games played, numbers. What he's done as an Edmonton Oiler mostly.
International play, gold medal in 2002.
Absolutely. You'd think he would have to be a consideration for Hall of Fame.
It's not the NHL Hall of Fame, it's the Hockey Hall of Fame.
Look at the numbers. Those are very, very, very good numbers. Not only that, he's a Hall of Fame guy. He's a terrific person. He's been really good for this team this year when they've gone through their struggles. I could talk with him today. One of the things that's hard for young players is just to go play. Just get everything out of your head and just go play.
The native of Banff, Alberta, in the Canadian Rockies. Matt Nieto a shot, and Scrivens holds again. And Scrivens seeing a fair deal of incoming here so far in this first period. We're not quite 7 minutes deep, and he's already seen 10 shots, Drew.
And that is what you want. The Sharks against the Los Angeles Kings didn't get 10 shots until well past the halfway mark of the game. So that message from the coaching staff early in the game has been delivered and has been recognized and understood by the Sharks.
Now Marc-Edouard Vlasic on the wing. It's Kennedy, and a great chance again. Havlat trying to screen out Scrivens.
That's what I like. You see not only Sharks shooting the puck, but you see guys away from the puck going to the net. That's the 3rd shot for Tyler Kennedy. As it comes right off the face-off. What we said in our Lexus Keys, it starts with the drop of the puck, win the draw, and then Marty Havlat goes. And another shot on net. Scrivens looks good, but the Sharks look like they got a little step in their game.
Another face-off win will go to Desjardins on that draw. He's been lights out in January. One of the best in the NHL this month, 59%. Vlasic shot flutters off a block, up for Scrivens to catch.
I think what you said earlier in the month, Randy, when Todd McClellan was upset with his team on a game, and he said a lot of guys got to look in the mirror and find out where he's just taking up space. What do you do? Andrew Desjardins looked in the mirror and understood not only what he does, but what he has to do in order to be successful.
I guess he had the cleanest mirror.
Yes. Unlike ours, we're always sparkling clean because we're broadcasters and we like to look at ourselves.
Here's Havlat off another Sharks face-off win. Kennedy.
Trip coming up.
Power play to come for the Sharks here, and they'll get Niemi out of the net. Kennedy to the net, pokes it just wide. Now Demers, and the Oilers control, and they will be on the penalty kill for a 2nd straight time here in this first period.
And it starts again from the face-off win as Dallas Eakins looks on and goes, wow, I don't like it, my team's shorthanded. Sam Gagner not very happy with Andrew Desjardins on that one. He was getting an impolite word, or you saw an impolite word addressed his way. There's the trip. There's no doubt that's a trip. Knee even by Sam Gagner. Didn't need to even bother doing it. And the Sharks get another power play opportunity. Key here, get pucks to the net. Continue what you did in 5-on-5.
Scramble off the draw. Thornton able to get it up top for Marleau. To the other side, slap shot just wide by Boyle. Now Thornton, he's got Boyle open. Waiting on the pass to Demers. Now Boyle, middle of the line. And this will bounce through. Thornton gathers it back in. Has Marlowe in front. Pavelski two. Thornton back to Boyle. Scrivens a save. Rebound. Cleared but not out.
Oilers D, good job boxing out the Sharks there.
Great hands by Thornton on the deep end. Marlowe in front. Demers. And Scrivens made the save. And Edmonton will clear. And right now, Ben Scrivens is the story of this first period with 13 saves.
Great job by Scrivens to get across on that play. That was a nice looking setup with Joe Pavelski in front with a good backdoor play.
On the re-entry, Thornton fumbled the pass. Boyle back under pressure from Nugent Hopkins. Gets it through to Nieto. Havlat has to delay a bit, and Burns will turn back. This is Matt Nieto, cuts across the blue line, gives it for Burns. He gets it around behind the net. Nick Schultz there. He'll tap it forward for Matt Hendricks. Hendricks coming over from the Nashville Predators. Puts a shot on net that the Emmy kicks out. And now the Sharks attack in numbers 3-on-2. Wingels. He'll wait. Now shoot it for Nieto. And on the rebound, Vlasic couldn't put it in.
Great looking rebound sitting right there. 3-on-2. Tommy Wingels delays a little bit. Waits for traffic to get there. And he's looking for a pass off the pads of the goalie. Nearly worked.
Stewart decides to back away. Now Gagne steps on the ice, so the Oilers have killed 2 straight penalties against here in this first period, with the Sharks out shooting them 14-3.
Watch the drive to the net. 2 guys driving the net. Tommy Wingels waits, looking for a stick, maybe a deflection, and there's the excellent play just at the tail end as Marc-Andre Vlasic was looking for maybe an opportunity on that rebound, and the diving effort.
Boyd Gordon.
It was Gordon. Okay, I wasn't sure who that was. Trying to find out who it was. Boyd Gordon makes a great play. Desperation. Probably stopped the goal.
Well, if the Sharks are discouraged that they don't have a goal yet, they shouldn't be. They've done what you said they needed to do, and that was put lots of pucks on the net. 14 shots. The only thing I'd be a little worried about is Niemi hasn't seen much rubber at all, and sometimes that's not good for a goalie early in a game to not get any action.
Yeah, you like seeing him get a little bit, and a few shots just get him in there, but that first shot he did face was, or second shot was a breakaway, and he stopped it cold.
Now back to 5-on-5. We're live here in the first period in Edmonton. Third meeting of the season between these teams. Now division rivals as Edmonton moved into the Pacific at the start of this year under the realignment. Mariah Hayes, first time he's ever been to Edmonton, but he said it reminded him a lot of home being Minnesota. Stewart, and he breaks his stick in half. Scrivens scrambling for the puck, and he covers it up. We will take a break. Scoreless here in Edmonton. Here are the Pacific Division standings as of this moment. Anaheim on top. Sharks second with 74 points, 8 ahead of LA. But the Sharks now with 2 games in hand on the Kings. Kings beat San Jose at SAP Center on Monday night, 1-0, but then LA in the second of back-to-backs last night had to go into Phoenix, and they themselves were shut out 3-0 by the Desert Dogs.
And their scoring woes continue. Daryl Sutter was talking about they didn't look as good last night as they did the night before against San Jose.
There are the banners reminiscent of the glory days here in Edmonton, but I guess for the fans here, and they're so faithful, those glory days seem like a long time ago. As we said, the Oilers likely to miss the playoffs now for an 8th straight year. The last time they were in it, they went to the final in 2006 and lost to Carolina in his 7th game.
Beat the Sharks in that playoff run, the second round.
That game, by the way, that game 7 against Carolina, was the last NHL game for former Shark Todd Harvey.
Yes, it was. He was in Edmonton. Then here's the 2006 series. The big goal right there. Was that the overtime goal? Ryan Smith was a monster in that series. Yeah, that was the overtime goal. It was Sean Horkoff. It was triple overtime, wasn't it?
Yep.
It was Horkoff with a big goal right here. And the Sharks won the first 2 games of that series too.
It's
And that Rafi Torres guy got involved. Thank goodness the Oilers don't have him anymore.
No. Where'd he end up?
Soon on the ice for the Sharkies. Soon, hopefully.
Edmonton with the puck, and they score! Well, that shot came in from the right point. If no one else touched it, it'll be Nick Schultz's goal, and it'll be his first in 62 games.
Watch the screen in front.
That's Justin Schultz, sorry.
Watch the screen in front. Ryan Nugent-Hopkins, I think it's going to be just perfect timing, gets in front of Antti Niemi. Ryan Nugent-Hopkins does a great job of sliding in front of Antti Niemi, who stands up to find it, and just at the last second, Ryan Nugent-Hopkins skates in front of him, and Antti Niemi loses sight of it. And what you said, partner, was the fact that the Sharks have a lot of shots, great chances. Scrivens bails out the Oilers, and Antti Niemi has one go by him.
There's a tip, and Scrivens again with a solid save.
The thing you have to think now of San Jose Sharks, keep doing what you're doing. And that's what the coaches will be talking to them on the bench about.
They're going to give the goal to Justin Schultz from Nick Schultz and Taylor Hall. And for Justin Schultz, his 7th of the year at 10:51. The Oilers score on just their 4th shot of the game. Sharks have 15. Burns backhander, and Scrivens stopped that. Now Pavelski on the far side, poked away, but not out. Over the head of Ryan Jones. Now a backhander taken by Boyd Gordon. Niemi stopped that. Hendricks trying to keep it moving for the Oilers. Justin Braun to Brent Burns. He'll lob it up in the area of Thornton, but he can't catch it. The Sharks will change up. 1-0. Edmonton on top here in the first period. Gazdic. Ryan Hayes in a battle with Ryan Smith on the far boards. Turns is checked by Gazdic. Now Smith leaning on Hayes as they grind it out for a moment. Back out to Nick Schultz, far side, intercepted, and Hayes will give it to Kearns. Bracken Kearns with 3 goals this year. The last time he scored was against the Oilers in that 5-1 win in San Jose back in early January. As Smith comes back for Edmonton. Across the grain, good play by Kearns on the back check, and now he gets it to Mike Brown, a former Oiler. Here's Hayes. To this side, and a shot by Demers off the glove of Scrivens.
Almost went off of Hayes, too.
And Belov will settle now for the Oilers as they change here on the fly with 7:15 left to go here in the opening period. Demers, that's intercepted. Up to Eberle with Nugent-Hopkins and Hall. And Hall can't corral it. Larson keeps it in at the blue line. To Eberle. He wants Nugent-Hopkins. Belov steps up against Nieto. Now Hall behind the Sharks net. And he was forced to let Vlasic play it, or there would have been a whistle. Nieto out to center. Marlowe, nice whirl around pass for Vlasic. His wrister skips through, stick save by Scrivens. Pavelski gets it flat, sends it up the middle, and Wingels couldn't pick it up. Marlowe, and now the Oilers flip to center, and it's Braun. Pavelski gave that right to Gagne. Thornton now with Burns. Looks for Braun. He comes in down the right side. His centering pass blocked by Yakupov. Now it pops out and into center ice. Sam Gagne drops it. Yakupov centering feed, and that's cleared away. Pavelski intercepting. Edmonton back on the attack again. Yakupov. Marincin, and the blocker stopped by Niemi. Stewart off Pavelski's skate back to Brad Stewart, and now Thornton will settle it down a bit in the Shark zone.
Oilers need a change over the Sharks.
is intercepted by Hendricks. Bounces through to Ryan Jones. A pass and a save by Niemi. Justin Schultz puts Edmonton in the lead. Claire Drake, a legend in Canadian sports and especially here in his hometown of Edmonton, was named today to the Order of Hockey in Canada, along with Steve Yzerman, the winningest coach in Canadian college hockey history, and also coached pro here in Edmonton with the old WHA Oilers back in the mid-70s. And that leads us to our Geico quote from George Kingston, the Sharks' first ever head coach, who said, quote, "The ripple effect of Claire Drake's life's work is best measured as a tsunami."
He is a coach's coach, truly a scholar and a gentleman. The great thing about Claire Drake is that the second year of the San Jose Sharks' existence, he came in as a coaching consultant. In that year where things were so tough and a lot of losses piled up, Claire Drake was there to help lend a guiding hand and some advice. George Kingston played for Claire Drake, then later on coached against him. George, of course, the first Sharks coach in history. One of the best years of my life as a hockey person was being able to sit with Claire Drake for a ton of NHL games and just listen. For the one time in my life, Randy, I shut up and I listened. It was a very, very good year. Even though the Sharks didn't win many games, you were able to learn so much from a man who just gave and gave and gave of all his hockey knowledge. What a great guy he is.
And to give you an idea of his legendary status here in Edmonton, back in 1968, Claire Drake became the first and still only ever collegiate coach in Canada to win a championship in football and hockey in the same season as the head coach of the University of Alberta Golden Bears.
Yeah, nobody's ever done it before. I don't think anyone's ever thought about doing it before. Claire is just truly a coach's coach. And all those Canadian hockey clinics that you went to, Claire was always there to help guide younger coaches. Dave King, George Kingston, Jean Perrin, all those guys that came out of the university hockey and guys who've continued on were influenced by Claire Drake.
4:49 left to go here in this first period, and the Sharks are tripling up the Oilers on the shot counter, but they're trailing in the game. 18-6 are the shots.
Again, so you don't waver, you don't change, you just keep going. Keep doing what you're doing, and you think that constant dropping will wear the stone.
Patrick Marleau in the face-off circle with Sam Gagner, who's going to be asked to vacate, and now Perron will take the draw. And the Oilers will control. Gagner for Yakupov. Now Perron coming off the hat trick in Vancouver Monday night. Wingles for Dan Boyle. He plays it up quickly. Nieto now to Wingles. Moving in against Anton Belov. Wingles looks for Boyle. Just let him a little too far with the pass.
Activating D again. Sharks coaches want more shots, want more offense. Activate your D. Dan Boyle was right up on that play.
Wingles is doing his best to try and get hold of it. Let the Oilers come up. And at center, it's sent in by Gagner. It hits the linesman. That helps the Sharks' cause. Classic now to Brent Burns. Across for Thornton. Shoots, and it was blocked before it got to Scrivens. Petrie back up the wing. Now across to this side. Marincin. Boyd Gordon had it, lost it. Jason Demers with a little bit of time. Finds the open Joe Thornton. Classic plays it back through the middle. And the Sharks will have to regroup. Burns, and that was blocked by Gordon. Sharks on a line change. Demers gets in there first. Now Desjardins against Gordon. Gordon coming over from Phoenix in the off-season for his face-off prowess. Puck out of play.
Talk about activating the D. Nobody better at it than the San Jose Sharks than Dan Boyle. Go ahead and roll it, gang. Dan Boyle's going to initiate the breakout pass. Now he reads. He's going to jump up. Patrick Marleau's got to stay behind. He's got to make sure he covers. Dan Boyle going to go right to the net. Pass just misses him. But again, trying to play faster, trying to get your game going, trying to get more offense. You get your D jumping up from the plate.
Luke Gazdic in to take the draw against Desjardins, who wins it over to Marty Havlat. Now Desjardins. Back to Havlat. Nobody in front of the net. He waits, gets it to Hayes.
It's a pretty nifty pass.
Desjardins leaves it behind. Gazdic there. He'll chip it up the near side for Jones. For Smith, rather.
The Oilers have changed this. This is better by the Oilers defensively. They shrink the zone there. Before they weren't doing that. They were opening too much open space.
Jesse Owens, who claims he was onside, but the linesman disagrees. Well, have you downloaded the new Sharks mobile app yet? It's now available for iOS and Android phones and tablets. It has news, video, stats, schedule, roster, and much more. You can follow games live and keep up to date with the Sharks Twitter and Instagram feeds. Download it now by searching San Jose Sharks official mobile app on the App Store or on Google Play.
Luke Gazdic and Andrew Desjardins having a little bit of a conversation coming off the ice. See if that turns into anything more than just talk.
Tommy Wingels placing it ahead and into the Edmonton zone. Bracken Kearns trying to keep it in. Taylor Hall's there for the Oilers. It bounces around to Ryan Nugent-Hopkins. The big line on for the Oilers. Eberle, and kicked out by Niemi. Hall was there, but he couldn't bury the rebound. And that was right toward him.
A big rebound. You don't want those.
Kearns. Boyle, and on to Wingels. On the trailer, it's Kearns, but Eberle got back. Justin Schultz, the goal scorer, almost stolen by Marleau, and Hall will work it back up ice. But the Oilers unable to control it as Eberle lost the puck. Coming up soon on a minute and a half to go here in this first period, with the Oilers leading.
Nothing that kills your offensive game quicker than an absolute turnover in the middle of the ice. Jason Demers coming up the ice and he wants to dump it in. Instead, he puts it on the stick of an Edmonton Oilers defender. Those are the types of things that we talk about when it's details of the game. Those are the types of things you're talking about. Those are the types of things that need to be absolutely 100% so the forwards can get moving early. Todd McClellan talked about playing fast. Part about playing fast is knowing where the puck's going to go and trusting it'll get there.
Face-off win for Pavelski. Thornton. This will bounce to Brent Burns at center, and he'll get it in quickly. Petrie. Up ice to Gagne. He wanted Yakupov. That broke down. Now to Mers for Marc-Edouard Vlasic. In off the stick of Pavelski. Scrivens will set it up there.
Last minute of play in the first period.
Yakupov from Gagne. He'll play it back for Sam Gagne to the front of the goal. Cleared ahead, and now Desjardins in a foot race with Justin Schultz. Desjardins to Braun, and saved by Scrivens, who has been fantastic in this first period.
Andrew Desjardins uses some speed, and Justin Braun right up the gut, driving the net. Goes hard to the net. Forward little shovel pass. Or shovel shot, I should say. Good pass by Andrew Desjardins. Good job again. The defense activating, going right to the boards. Justin Braun just misses. And 20th shot of the period for the Sharks.
And we've got a scrap. Hendricks with Brown.
Hendricks coming over in the trade with the Dubnik. Oh!
Ends up on top, and hopefully Hendricks didn't hit his head there.
I think
he's okay.
I think he's all right. Mike Brown goes down initially, comes back up, and scores a knockdown of his own. Those are two tough hombres right there. Coming over top. Oh, that's a good punch. Oh, there was two there. Wow, that's a big comeback on that fight. You'd have to score that one to 18, wouldn't you?
I think so.
Wow. That's
comes with 43 seconds left here in this first period.
Referee Lonnie Cameron right away wanted to get in to make sure Matt Hendricks is all right. Matt looks like he's okay. Or Mike Brown, maybe. Nobody wants to see those guys bounce their head off the ice.
No.
Big penalties to San Jose.
So 5 each for fighting to Brown and Hendricks. They head off to the dressing rooms as we're inside the final half minute here now of this opening period. Martin Havlat skates in, his backhander broken up by Justin Schultz. Nick Schultz plays it ahead with a glove, but right to Braun. Braun trying to get it to the net as he skates by Boyd Gordon. Referee alert and he hops out of the way. Desjardins, and that's blocked by Jones. Oilers offside. Braun had no idea that Ryan Jones was a good 10 feet offside.
That was a nice play by the Sharks to spring Marty Havlat. He just couldn't have the speed to get in for a chance on net. Andrew Desjardins made it on the back check.
Well, Havlat hasn't played in 17 games, 11 of those due to injury. It's going to take a while to get back up to game speed for him for sure. What do you think, 3 or 4 games? That's going to do it here for the first period in Edmonton. And a goal by Justin Schultz on just the 4th shot of 7 in this period for the Oilers has them in the lead. At the end of 1 here in Alberta, it's the Oilers 1 and the Sharks nothing. Stick around, we'll check in with Brody Brazil, Curtis Brown, and Kevin Kurz in our Sportsnet Central studios. And then Drew will be back to talk the Sharks defenseman, Scott Hannon. You can now purchase Joe Pavelski USA Olympic jersey t-shirts at the Shark store, made by Old Time Hockey. Available in navy for adult and red for youth sizes. Other Olympic merchandise is arriving every day. Show your support for Team USA and the Sharks by purchasing your merchandise at the Shark store at SAP Center. Open Monday through Saturday, 11 to 5, and of course during all Sharks home games. Speaking of the upcoming Winter Olympic Games in Sochi, Russia, San Jose Sharks, of course, will be well represented in the games with 4 players going to Russia. You saw Joe Pavelski there, Patrick Marleau, of course, on Team Canada, along with Marc-Edouard Vlasic, and Antti Niemi will be one of the 3 netminders representing Finland. I thought it was very classy as we look at our McDonald's True Stories of the Edmonton Oilers, Drew, to not only recognize their own Olympians, Hemsky, Marincin, and Belov tonight, but also to recognize the Sharks who are going to Sochi.
Very nice. And the only guy that got a little bit of a boo was Joe Pavelski. Team USA. A few people booed, but everybody else clapped. Everybody else applauded.
Hemsky going for the Czech Republic, Marincin for Slovakia, and Belov for Russia for Edmonton. We are set to drop the puck here. Second period, Sharks and Oilers. Glad you're along here on Comcast Sportsnet California on this Wednesday evening. The first of back-to-back games here in Alberta. The Sharks will be in Calgary tomorrow. So will we. Right back here, live with Sharks pregame at 5:30. And then all the action at 6 o'clock tomorrow night here on Comcast Sportsnet California. So a fun couple of nights of hockey here in Western Canada. The last time the Sharks were on this trip, they swept Western Canada, winning here in Alberta and Vancouver. Matt Nieto plays it off the boards for Tommy Wingels. He'll slip it in, trying to angle it for Marleau, but Jeff Petrie back there for Edmonton. Here is Marincin, the soon-to-be Olympian for Slovakia. Intercepted by Joe Thornton. Here's Stewart, and he couldn't dangle his way around Marincin. Justin Braun, and his wrist shot blocked. And now Petrie plays it ahead for Boyd Gordon and in. Thornton for Kearns. Starts on a line change as Braun will get it deep. Puck stays in the corner. Gordon will drive it up for Ryan Smith.
Hustle by Marty Havlat over get across the boards.
Here's Uriah Hayes. And back to Hayes. I asked Uriah today how he got his name because it's an unusual first name. I said it was a family member. He says, no, my father named me. As he puts the shot on net, here's Desjardins through the crease. He was reading the Bible and combined two biblical names, Ezekiel and Zechariah from the Old Testament, and came up with Uriah.
Great story, partner. That's very well done.
As Cannon settles it in the neutral zone, here's Wingles, whips it to the net, and Scribbins with the save.
Well, Uriah has been very good for the San Jose Sharks. You could call him a blessing, really, when you look at how he has played when he has come in to the lineup. I'm sorry.
There we go.
I'm sorry. And the great thing about Uriah Hayes, what Todd McClellan talked to you about, the fact that he's an older guy coming up and playing. He's not he hasn't a lot of experience, but he's an older man. He's a young guy that's able to get in, got good speed, good body. He can hammer guys. He's a very physical player. Todd McClellan likes the fact that a more mature player coming into the lineup.
Just a testament to the great players coming out of Minnesota. Eberle, and saved by Niemi on the hard backhand, haul back to the net, and Niemi got his blocker on that. Here's Marlowe back the other way with Wingle. Fires it in, Nieto waiting on this side of the ice. He'll get it to the net. Save, rebound, Demers, save, Nieto, saved by Scribbins. What a stop.
That was his best stop right there.
Wingles trying to keep it in and keep the pressure on Edmonton here. Now Taylor Hall finds an opening and skates it out. What goaltending by Ben Scribbins in this game tonight. Now Eberle, the trailer in, it's saved by Niemi, and a second shot stop too as Larson had two scoring opportunities. Eberle to Ryan Smith. He's watched by Demers, who pokes it off Smith's stick. Back to Justin Schultz. Into the corner. Luke Gazdic there. Nieto can't clear it by Ryan Smith. Demers will try and get it over the other side of the ice. He does. Thornton shoots the gap. Gets to the puck. Looking for help. Plays it across. Pavelski off a skate to Burns, and he can't catch it.
Tough to pick up guys on a change. That's what the Oilers were looking, and Pavelski came off the bench, onto the ice, and he almost found Burns as well.
Now controlled by the Oilers. Nick Schultz back over to Justin Schultz. No relation. Oilers get a change up at the forward positions as Brad Stewart chips it ahead for Pavelski, and in Brad Stewart. A number of family members made the drive in from Rocky Mountain House, Alberta. Not that close to here. I would imagine it'd be probably close to a 3-hour drive from Rocky to Edmonton. Maybe longer depending on road conditions. And it was snowing today, but not nearly as cold as it can be in January in this part of the world. In fact, yesterday I think it might have been colder in Georgia than it was here.
It was nice yesterday when the Sharks got off the plane. Everybody was surprised.
Braun up through the neutral zone past Hablad, who was buried a little bit on the far side of the ice.
Not a good chase right there by Andrew Desjardins. You got to read that play and cut Petrie off at the net.
Gagne trying to get around Boyle, who would have nothing of it.
Nicely played. Boy, what a pace so far in this second period. Wow.
They picked it up.
Yep.
Oilers can skate, but the Sharks are skating with them. Marlowe trying to get his own pass. Boyd Gordon cuts across. Hayes jams it back toward Marlowe. And now to Bella for Edmonton. Hall checked by Wingle. That'll count as a hit for number 57 tonight. Taylor Hall, 7 assists in his last 6 games, and he shoots it wide.
A little pepper behind him.
Now blocked, and Uriah Hayes comes across center and fires it in for the Sharks.
Ooh, almost too many men for the Sharks.
Anton Belov, and that wrister will come off a Shark stick to the corner. Nugent Hopkins. Now Thornton kept in at the blue line. Nugent Hopkins for Perron.
Nice play by Joe Thornton. Back up the same boards, strong side boards. Brent Burns had, unfortunately, that pass missed.
Pavelski's pass picked off by Perron. He'll drop it for Everly. Check that, it's Yakupov.
Nice stick there by
Everly. And now Pavelski comes back through center ice with Burns and Thornton. Pavelski forced wide, gets it back to Burns. He'll shoot it, and saved by Scrivens. A hot shot skips off him and out of play. We'll be back in Edmonton.
Time to check our Bay Alarm saves of the game. Check out these. 1 by Ben Scrivens, 2 by Ben Scrivens, taking away a sure goal from Matt Nieto. One more time. Look at the push across. Bang! That's a good save. Boy, that's a great save. That's why it's our Bay Alarm save of the game. But we're not done. Antiniemi, 1 save. Bang! Perfect. Get in position to make that second save. Nice little shuffle. Kicks the right pad out as well. Both goaltenders. Outstanding work. And Matt Nieto goes, darn it. I hate when Bay Alarm saves of the game gets in the way of a goal. But he loves Bay Alarm.
Ben Scrivens, 26 saves in this game. We're not halfway through the second period. Oilers with 1 goal on 12 shots, and that goal coming from Justin Schultz. Shot from the right point that found its way in past Niemi, top left corner. Mike Brown out for a shift, his first since that spirited scrap with Matt Hendricks. There's a puck to the net. Scrivens had the far post sealed off. Now Brown, and that's covered by Scrivens after it hit him in the pad.
The right idea, though. Both Martin Havlat and Mike Brown. Martin Havlat from the left side of Ben Scrivens throws it towards his feet. And then the Sharks jump on the opportunity, the second puck. There's another shot, chip it over to the other side, and then quickly get over. Mike Brown turns, fires, and again, the puck's sitting there. Now if the Sharks can get after that puck, you can't get a second shot unless you get a first one. And the Sharks doing the right thing, sending the puck to the feet.
Brown having a good night against his former team so far.
He wouldn't be jacked up at all to play against these guys. He's tough. Man, he's tough.
Marleau shot and a blocker save. Almost turned over by the Oilers, and now it is. Nieto drops it for Marleau on the boards, and behind the net it's Wingles. Up top, Boyle. Pass, Marleau, backhand just wide. Wingles, nice play. Knocks his man off the puck, gets it back to Boyle. In front was Nieto looking for a tip. Hannon down the boards. He makes the play to Wingle. Out front, but off an Oilers skate, and Hall will bring it out for Edmonton. 3-on-2 with Nugent, Hopkins, and Everly. Hall to the trailer, Justin Schultz in the back checker. Marleau took it off his stick. Wingles with 1 man back defensively, and Marinson able to get it away from Tommy Wingles. Uriah Hayes comes through the middle. Hayes to the right, and he shot it just wide. Kearns as Hayes sets up in front of the net. Vlasic. The shot from Demers. Hits him. Kearns the save. Oh, what a stop by Scrivens. He just topped himself with another brilliant glove save. That one off Bracken Kearns.
Wow. Let's look at the back check first. 2 guys back checking for the Sharks. I love this. Scott Hannon and Patrick Marleau coming right at you, taking away a scoring opportunity for the Oilers. And then Ben Scrivens is continuing to thwart the Sharks' efforts. Great chance for Bracken Kearns, and what a glove save by Ben Scrivens. He is outstanding right now. 31 shots for the Sharks, and we're not even halfway through the game.
Kearns had 5 shots and probably the best scoring chances against Jonathan Quick on Monday night, and that was a good one there. Burn shot, rebound, and Scrivens with a brilliant glove save off Jason Demers. Wow!
Standing ovation.
Unbelievable goaltending by Ben Scrivens here in Edmonton.
33 shots, face-off win. Quick shot to the net, rebound, boom, going up stands Baird Scrivens. This might be better than his last one. Oh my goodness. We've got a few Bay Alarm saves right there by Ben Scrivens.
Traded by the LA Kings here to the Edmonton Oilers, but he won his first career start with LA back in October. 1-2 as an Oiler coming in, but in his 2 losses, he only had a total of 2 goals in support. He has a save percentage coming in at .926, and is he putting on a clinic tonight? 33 saves, and there's still 11:04 to go in the second period, as Ilya Bryzgalov must be looking on from the bench himself going, wow.
Yes, that's impressive work. Curtis Brown said it in the open. Ben Scrivens is a good goaltender. You say he can't stop everything. Well, so far he is stopping everything. Good pressure up there by Justin Braun. Outstanding job.
Braun now up for Burns. That pass hit Pavelski, and it comes back to Justin Braun. This game continues to be played at a very quick pace.
Yeah.
Well, good work at the line by Stewart. Now Burns reversing. Finds Braun open to Stewart. He'll shoot it through the screen. Scrivens has it. Well, there are the numbers to support Scrivens' performance already this year. This is his 23rd game combined with LA and the Oilers. 4th in goals against and save percentage, and he has 3 shutouts. There, I've said it.
Yeah. Well, the other thing, too, that you're seeing with Scrivens is he's seeing the puck. I like what the Sharks are doing, putting puck after puck after puck at him, trying to get to the front net, but you've got to get into the eyes of NHL goaltenders. If you want a chance to score against guys that are playing this well at the top of their game, then you got to get in the eyes.
Here's Havlat now. Has Brown, and he shot it just wide.
Didn't miss by much either.
Hannon behind the goal line in the corner.
Good job, Marty Havlat.
Havlat battles on the boards. He almost broke toward the net after he beat Gagne on the boards. Havlat spun around, but he gets it back through the middle. Jabbing at it is Brown. Desjardins tried to keep it in. This is going to be icing against Edmonton.
Some good shifts from that line. And Marty Havlat, very attentive to detail. Scott Hannon in pinching, who's looked very good as well his first game back. And Marty Havlat makes sure he covers up, then stays strong on the board, seals it off, gets it back in deep, works it, wills the puck into the zone. Some good work by Havlat and Brown. We're going to timeout being called by Dallas Eakins.
30-second timeout.
Indeed, we have the timeout by the Oilers with 9:47 to go on that icing call. While we have a moment, I want to remind you that you can get tickets for the Sharks' upcoming home games now, and there's still a homestand to come before the Olympic break. The Philadelphia Flyers make their only appearance February 3rd. Columbus Blue Jackets on the 7th. Get your tickets now at sjsharks.com/tickets. Tomorrow will be the last road game in Calgary until the break, and then the Sharks have 4 in a row at home: Chicago, Philadelphia, Dallas, and Columbus before the break. A Joe Thornton fan here in Edmonton. Quite a bit of teal in the crowd here.
Yeah.
At Rexall Place. Of course, for years it was known as Northlands Coliseum. Here's Burns. Fires. Scrivens the save. Puck's loose to Burns again. Now he wants Thornton. It gets past Joe, but kept in by Demers. Back to Burns. And off a block by Justin Schultz. Thornton and Pavelski trying to keep it going. Burns behind the net as the ref falls in front for Pavelski, but he couldn't get his stick to it. Demers sends it behind the goal, and the Oilers regain control in this second period. 14-5, the shots in favor of the Sharks. Thornton to Pavelski, and Perron took it away from number 8. The quick up pass for Gagne. He's got Yakupov with him. He's got 2 Sharks to deal with, though, and Demers gets it away, and back to Pavelski. A breakout pass for Marlowe. Got to him, but he couldn't advance it. Larson back the other way to Hall. Hall back to the front of the net, and that one hit Eberle. As Marlowe will just flip it clear. Here's Taylor Hall with Jordan Eberle and Ryan Nugent-Hopkins. Intercepted by Vlasic. He'll turn away from Hall and reverse it to Demers.
That's a good defensive stick.
Fired deep by the Oilers. They wave off icing. Hayes will get it in, but good stick there by Petrie for Edmonton. Braun first to the puck for the Sharks. Back with Brad Stewart. Ryan Smith to Petrie, can't hold the zone. Chased out by Desjardins, who just lost his balance as he got to the puck. Kearns, who was robbed in this period on one of many terrific saves by Ben Scrivens. A chip by Kearns in for Havlat. Marincin back defensively for Edmonton. Now Desjardins gets it away from Marincin. Out front, Kearns looking for it. He has it now, back for Desjardins. Taylor Hall quickly to Everly. And here come the Oilers. Everly across the San Jose line. Takes the shot, saved by Niemi. Desjardins got two men up ice. Burns, and he's checked by Belov. Sharks offside. Great action here in Edmonton. It remains a 1-0 Oilers lead. Back in Edmonton, and want to remind you to tune in tonight on Comcast Sportsnet Bay Area at 10:30 for Sportsnet Central with Dave Feldman and Amit Fareed. They'll have highlights and post-game reaction from here, an exclusive NBC conversation with Jonathan Martin, and much, much more coming up tonight at 10:30.
Ben Scrivens has been amazing. 35 saves so far. And on a forward right choice, it's Ben Scrivens. Continuing to play like he's playing. What a shot. Great chance. Jason Demers with another rob. And Jason Demers goes, wow.
An update from the Sharks medical room. Tyler Kennedy has left this game with an unspecified injury. And at this point, it's unclear if he'll return.
Which is too bad, because he was really providing a lot of spark for the Sharks as well.
So the Sharks down a forward for now, with Kennedy being treated. Started the night on the line with Desjardins and Havlat. Scott Hanna made it up for Pavelski. And now Ryan Jones brings it back for the Oilers. Pavelski wants Thornton on the boards. Boyd Gordon there, and they grind it out. Thornton wins the battle, but the puck stays on the Oilers' stick there to Smith. Now Hannon will skate behind the net with it and send it around.
Joe Thornton supporting the puck through the zone.
Petrie for the Oilers. Thornton able to keep it in, but then a back check by Ryan Smith gets it back for the Oilers. Brent Burns right now has 7 shots on goal in this game himself. Of the Oilers, of the Sharks 35. Boyle for Marleau, but it's intercepted by Perron. Here's Marleau as it comes out of the pile. He kicks it over to Havlat. Now Marleau will get to it in the corner. Vlasic goes to the net. The pass goes off an Oilers skate. To Havlat behind the goal. Short side, and Wingles rings it off the goalpost. Oh, is Ben Scrivens living right?
Wow, is that a great setup by Marty Havlat, though? Wow, what a nice play, a short side backhand pass.
Now Havlat, and he couldn't catch that pass from Demers. Some nice playmaking, or attempts to do so by the Sharks, and it results in an Oilers icing call, and they are gassed, and they've used their timeout.
Yeah, you want to get out there right away if you're the Sharks. Here's a chance. Nice play by Marc-Andre Vlasic. Push it back behind. A short side pass. Crossbar. Ben Scrivens did not see it. It was just coming across. Bang. Up off the crossbar off his right side. I think he was screened a little bit by his own defenseman.
Sharks win the faceoff. And the shot saved by Scrivens. And Bracken Kearns denied again.
Oh, he's trying to find that in his equipment. That's one of the ones that you feel as a goaltender. You don't see it. You just feel it.
That's the 17th scoring chance in this game for the Sharks. We will step aside. Still 1-0 Edmonton.
Little repair work for the Sharks excellent medical man.
Head trainer Ray Tufts patching up Francois Saint Laurent.
You got to help everybody out. That's what they do. Really, you know, Doug Wilson talks a lot about the Sharks have the best this, the best that. Without a doubt, they've got the best support staff in the National Hockey League. There's nobody better than those guys that are on the bench like Ray Tufts and Wes Howard, Vinny Ferriolo, Mike Aldrich, Royce Neesby, everybody. They do a great job. They just do a fantastic job just making sure the guys are ready to play. And you'll see that on Shark Bite. Their great Sean Madison filmed how the guys get ready.
Thornton a shot and he hit the post. Here's Braun. That's blocked in front of Scrivens as Burns was knocked down. 2 goal posts within the last few shifts here for the Sharks. And Braun chased by Jones. Clears it back up the ice. Belov sends it the other way for Edmonton. 5 minutes left here in the second period. Been a wild game, but it's only 1-0.
Sharks have 37 shots, and there's 4 minutes and 50 seconds left in the second period.
Thornton will place it into the corner. Burns trying to get to it. Belov has it. Now Marlowe gets it back. Leaves it for Burns on the boards. And that's off a skate. And the Oilers will come ahead. Ryan Jones busts across center. Marlowe there again on the back check. Forces Jones to just dump it in. Marlowe's been terrific without the puck tonight too, hasn't he?
He really has. They've been skating. They've been skating hard. They've been playing with a lot of energy, doing everything you want them to do.
Hamlat, Marlowe. Somewhere Mike Babcock's watching this, saying, I like this.
Yeah.
Of course, Marlowe will be coached by Babcock at the Olympics. Here's Everly, got past Hannon. And Niemi with the save. Puck loose to Taylor Hall. Nugent Hopkins wanted Everly. They miscommunicated a little bit. And Hannon will rim it out. This will go down but no icing with 3:47 left in the second. There's no question the Sharks are going to go over 40 shots tonight. The question might be, will they go over 50? Gagne and Niemi will cover that.
The question to add to that is, which shot, if any, will get by Ben Scrivens? Right off the face-off, the Sharks get another post. One, Brent Burns heads towards the net, screens Ben Scrivens as Joe Thornton fires it towards the net. Scrivens didn't see that one either. That's better from the Sharks getting into the eyes. Mark-Edward Vlasic with a penalty. I did not see that one. As a matter of fact, now the Sharks are on a penalty kill. This actually is I think that was when Gagne was going to the net on this particular play. 44 right in front of you. And the Sharks are on a critical moment penalty kill right here because the way Ben Scrivens is playing, you don't want to go down 2-0.
So hooking to Vlasic at 16:24, first power play of the night for Edmonton. Their power play ranked 18th in the NHL. They've got some weapons out there.
Good dude.
Like Nail Yakupov with the puck. Fires it into traffic. And Joensuu in front screening Niemi. Perron for Gagne. Intercepted by Joe Pavelski and he'll get it down. Leads the Oilers on the power play with 7 goals this year. Here he is. A shot just wide. Battle on this side between Yakupov and Wingels. Now Perron, shadowed by Stewart. Cross for Yakupov, he'll take it off the boards, and it's broken up by Wingels. He's got Desjardins at center, skating in on a shorthanded bid. And that's blocked. Oilers have given up more shorthanded goals, 9 of them, than any team in the NHL. Ryan Smith turns back. Everly gets past Demers. Here's Jordan Everly. He lost it.
Jason Demers, nice play there.
Slapped through past Larson, all the way to Scrivens. He carefully wheels it over to Nugent Hopkins. Half a minute left on the Oiler power play. It's Hall through center with speed. And that hit Pavelski. Goes back out. Nugent Hopkins In comes Edmonton. Everly trying to pick a corner, but Niemi came out, cut that angle off. Larson again unable to keep it in. Here's Marleau. He'll skate in on a breakaway. Marleau and Scrivens with another save. He's out of his mind. Nugent Hopkins back the other way. Here's Burns. One man back. 3-on-1. Marleau. Scrivens again with the blocker.
You're seeing a performance.
Stewart. Save. Rebound. Scrivens looking for it. It's loose in the goal crease. And a whistle. And they are on their feet again here. An absolutely unbelievable goaltending performance.
Two dynamic opportunities for the Sharks. First by Patrick Marleau on a shorthanded bid. The referee or linesman, I should say, picks off a little bit, gets some help. Scrivens goes with the blocker. Marleau again, quick shot. Scrivens again with the blocker. And then everybody's going to jam at the net. Referee right there. We're looking, maybe there could have been a penalty shot opportunity with two Oilers back trying to stop the puck. But there wasn't. It was under Ben Scrivens' pads the whole time. 41 shots now for the Sharks.
Face off. Stewart. Scrivens saves it and he covers it up. Uriah Hayes right in the middle of it. So is Burns. And now the Sharks are getting upset.
I think they're doing the right thing. Go to the net, get ugly in the crease. The Oilers have got to do everything they can to protect Scrivens, so you might as well get there and muddy the waters a little bit in front of them. Again, a face-off win. Again, good work by the Sharks. Another shot towards the net. Stay there and jam in. I would say that the Sharks were doing everything right, and then all of a sudden Petrie comes around with a right hand to the back of the head of Uriah Hayes. That should be the first penalty.
Penalty box doors are open, but no one's sitting down yet. And no one's going to, I don't think.
Sending Burns is going, and so was, who went with?
Well, maybe with 106, yeah, they're sending him off the ice. So Burns is off for the Sharks. 42 saves, and we're still in the second period. Marinchen's gone for the Oilers for two here. And the scorers need some more instructions, so they call up for the referee.
Petrie threw a right hand at Uriah Hayes and nothing. And then it was the Burns Marinchen headlock and pushing and shoving that garnered the penalty calls. Burns looks like he's got 88 up there, but it wasn't 88, it was 85, wasn't it?
88 for the Sharks, you're right, and it was Marinchen 85.
Got both
there is no 88 for the Oilers tonight.
Yeah, 85. They got it wrong.
A minute to go here in the second period.
Last minute of play in the second period. The
Stewart sends it in.
Forecheck.
I always thought there was going to be icing there.
Do you think that, or do you think that he was just showing the guys what side he was coming to?
Could be.
I'm not sure what he thought there.
Oilers, and a shot got through Niemi by Nugent Hopkins, but he just got enough on it.
Sneaky little shot, wasn't it? Nice play by Ryan Nugent Hopkins.
Now Pavelski back defensively, cuts in front of the Oiler player, slides it ahead. Now to Thornton at center. Under half a minute to go. Thornton gets the line change he needed by that delay, but now the Sharks are offside. No, it's going to be icing. Come all the way down.
Check out this shot. Toe drag snap. Oh, that's really nice, and Antti Niemi fights it off. Fights it off well. That's a tough save to make.
And change left here in this period. Oilers looking for one last chance, but instead Wingles will steal it, send it Thornton's way. Joe fires it in, and icing again, so the Sharks will be faced with another face-off in their zone. here late in this second period. And Todd McClellan is going to leave Thornton out there. Well, he has no choice here unless he uses his timeout. 2.8 on the clock. Puck comes back to Larson, who gets a shot away. And there would have been time. Now in front of the net, Hannon locks up with Belov. And this is the way this second period ends, as the Sharks are frustrated by local boy Ben Scrivens from nearby Spruce Grove, hometown of one of the great goaltenders of all time, Grant Fuhr. But Ben Scrivens is on his game tonight. 42 saves through the first two periods. Now, if you're looking for a great way to see a Sharks game at a discount and get a hold of some great giveaways, check out the Sharks theme nights. You'll get tickets and exclusive merchandise, and a portion of the proceeds of each ticket will be donated to a charity. Go to sharks.com/theme nights for all the details on the games and the giveaways. Here in Edmonton, we are getting ready for the third period as the Sharks make their way out of the dressing room and onto the ice. It's been the Ben Scrivens show. Maybe it'll be Patrick Marleau who will break through. He had a big game here back in 09. A hat trick for Patty.
Not for sure you're going to say hat trick for Patrick on our Land Rover above and beyond.
Marleau and the Sharks with 42. That is one off their record. 43 shots through two periods in a game against Nashville over 5 years ago back in 08. And there is Ben Scrivens, who played for Oilers head coach Dallas Eakins when Eakins was the head coach of the Toronto Marlies in the American Hockey League in the Leafs system. Scrivens, an undrafted free agent out of Cornell, signed with the Leafs, went down to the A, played under Eakins, then went back up to the big club, traded to LA. Now, in this roundabout way, ends up with his old coach in the NHL, and he is having himself quite a night.
He certainly is, and the Sharks want to, of course, push that shot total even higher, but have some more success rate, so that shooting percentage goes up. Interesting that you said Joe Pavelski does not have a shot on net. That is a stat that I'm sure he knows. He's a very smart player, and he'll want to remedy in this third period. Get your top scorer to start shooting the puck more. But we talked to him about that, and he said, you know, it's a matter of the teammates getting you the puck at the right time. That's why he's been able to have the success playing with Joe Thornton. But he's been doing a great job tonight, Joe, with the puck, getting it to Brent Burns and Joe Thornton.
I've got to think Dallas Eakins had to have had a talk with his team as well. Like, guys, we can't give up this many shots. We've got to try and slow this team down. You're not going to be able to rely on your goalie for 3 whole periods to play this way, are you?
Yeah, you would definitely want to be able to preach that. You want to say, guys, we got to make sure we don't play as much in our end.
Nugent Hopkins now sends it into the Shark zone.
What we talked about with the Oilers as far as their play.
Here's Belov off a turnover to the right point. And this one will trickle through. Dangerous area here for the Oilers. And Niemi makes a save off Nugent Hopkins.
All from a turnover in the neutral zone. Patrick Marleau with a soft backhand pass in the neutral zone. He's got no chance of getting through and getting to anywhere. And then the Oilers come back with a chance. The only chances the Sharks have given up, really, or any shots they've given up, have all resulted from the Oilers being able to produce a turnover.
The only goal of this game scored by Justin Schultz halfway through the first period. Off this face-off, it is Larson for Edmonton, away from him to Pavelski. He tried to send it back for Stewart and gave it away. Taylor Hall. Good play by Thornton, but it bounces right back to Hall. He's got Gagne headed for the net. The pass back to Schultz, and that deflects over the net.
Gagne had set up shop in front.
Here's Stewart now with Pavelski off his skate. He's able to come down the right side against Schultz. That's Nick Schultz. Now Hall spun around by Burns, and then Hall knocked to the ice. Stewart can't keep it away from Perron. Braun sends it up and around. Brian Jones intercepted. And Thornton back to retrieve it. Sharks looking to get back on the attack, and they've been in attack mode most of the night. 20 shots in the first period, 22 in the second period. If they keep up that pace, they will break an Oilers record for sure of most shots faced in a game. There's one saved by Scrivens, and there's another, and a rebound that's played to the near boards. Jones trying to chip it out.
It shows you've got to get there. After, you can't be looking at the shot. You got to be thinking, if your man is shooting, trust that it's going to get to the net, find a place for a rebound.
Nieto to Kearns to Boyle, and he banned on it, but he gets it back. Dan Boyle, puck on a string. Hannon moves it up. Scott Hannon, nice work. Centering pass, and it went all the way through. And back now to Matt Nieto.
Oilers are dead tired again.
Nieto challenging Perron. Desjardins shot, and that skips high over the Oiler net.
I think Scrivens got the blocker on it. Turn it back on him right away. You're going to catch him on a change.
Hannon instead delays as the Sharks change on the fly as well. Now he gets the quick up pass to Havlat, who lays it off to Wingels. Wingels trying to place it in front of the net. It hit the Edmonton defender's skate. Wrap around try here by Havlat, and that was blocked by Justin Schultz. Marinchin for Edmonton drives it off the glass, and that'll go out of play.
45 shots for those of you keeping track at home. And just 3 minutes into the period, now the Oilers started out, the first couple minutes, did a nice job taking the puck away from the Sharks and getting the puck in the Sharks zone. I don't know what you do as a coach here, and you want to urge your guys to get going, get on your toes, get the puck out of your zone. You want to start yelling glass, boards, but if you do that, you start to kind of panic them. So you just, I think in this one, you just got to kind of let the guys just play their way through it.
Havlat turning away from Nugent Hopkins. Vlasic will push it deep. Marinchin locks up with Wingels. Marlowe there. He's given a shove by Nugent Hopkins. Wingels able to move it to Havlat. Now down low to Marlowe. And that'll be picked up by Petrie. Taylor Hall to Jordan Everly. And the pass back for Hall. Intercepted by Demers. Nice give for Wingels. He and Marlowe now with speed through center. Wingels to the net. Kicked out by Scrivens. Hall for Everly. Back to Hall. Now Larson kicked out by Niemi. Saved by Niemi. Oh, what a stop on that second shot.
That's his best.
Braun trying to get it out. Nick Schultz to the far side. A wrister through traffic. And it squirts out to the near boards for Thornton.
The Oilers are doing a nice job when they do get a chance. They got 20 shots. When they do get a chance of getting to the net.
Braun now will skate to center and send it in hard for the Sharks. Scrivens back around. And this will bounce to Gatzik. Taken back by Thornton. In with Burns. In comes Stewart. He was tied up by Yakubov. Or Smith, rather. Now it's Burns. Whips it toward the net, but wide. And Pavelski overskates it. Jesse Joensuu slides it across. And Nick Schultz will place it into the Shark zone. Smith up top. A shot, and it drops to Niemi's feet. And he covers it up.
Dan Boyle looks like he's hurt. Dan Boyle looks like he's hurt. He's going off the ice right now. He is bent over in some pain. He took a slash on the hand, but he is in some pain, in some discomfort. That's not a good sign right there. Ray Tuff's working his way over to Dan. Whatever it was, it stung.
Keep an eye on Boyle as the face-off now. Desjardins out with Kearns and Brown on the forward line, and the Sharks get hold of it as Mike Brown sends it ahead. Off Kearns' stick, but brought in by Desjardins. And that'll skip through to Scrivens. And he will catch and hold.
There's a stick or a blocked shot as Dan Boyle was right beside the net. Shot from the net. Oh, that looks like that was where it got him. It looks like it was a shot. It deflected off of
Yoansu.
It stung. It was in the, not sure where it hit him, but it definitely hit him. He's getting back up to his feet, which is a good sign on the bench.
Face off, and the wrist shot blocked by Edmonton. We're live in the third period. And Edmonton with a 1-0 lead, and their goaltender, Ben Scrivens, well, having the game of his career at this point with 46 saves. Kearns punches it in, and Scrivens will come out to play it. Now they got the wave going here in Edmonton. Haven't seen that in a while. Hannon. It goes to Scrivens. Rinchin back over to Petrie. Eberle back for Petrie. He has to hustle. And that goes off Nugent. Hopkins stick and out of play.
Dan Boyle standing up on the bench. Looks like he's getting ready to come back into play. The Sharks have slowed down a bit in this period. The Oilers have done a better job in getting back to pucks and moving them out of their zone quickly.
I guess it's worth noting the most shots allowed by the Oilers in one game is 59. That was back in 1993 against the New York Rangers, but they won the game 4-3 in overtime. Here's Eberle. He's got Hall with him. The pass, the shot, the goal. Taylor Hall, and it's 2-0.
Patrick Marleau is covering in the neutral zone for a D stepping up. He can't step up there. Jordan Eberle reads it, he slides through. And these two very rarely miss in that opportunity. A beautifully executed 2-on-1. Justin Braun, he's got to stick in the wrong place. He's got to stick towards the net, not knowing where Taylor Hall is. If he has to stick in that passing lane, maybe the pass doesn't get through, but it's a well-executed 2-on-1 and a bad play in the neutral zone. And boy, it's a big hole now the way Scrivens is playing to come back and get two, but you can only keep shooting.
Here's Boyle. He's got Burns going to the net. The pass, the shot saved by Scrivens.
A little bit in his skates there. A little bit in Brent Burns' skates, wasn't quite on the money, that pass.
Hall breaks a 7-game goal-scoring slump as he gets his 19th from Eberle and Nugent Hopkins at 6'10".
It's going to be an icing and land a high touch as well. A great Sharks chance after the goal. Dan Boyle looks like he's okay. Brent Burns looking for that right-handed shot. Just wanted that a little bit more behind him. If he can get it behind him with a right-handed shot, he could snap it in on a one-timer. But he had to take it off the skate. And then by that time, Scrivens has gotten over.
Keep in mind, Edmonton burned their timeout a long time ago. So on these icing calls, they are stuck with who's out there, tired or not. And they need draws. And this is a break here as Desjardins gets tossed and gives everybody a second or two more to rest. Kearns, but it is won by Ryan Jones and cleared out by Edmonton, but another icing. 13-10 left in the third period. Taylor Hall making it 2-0. And Ben Scrivens with 47 saves, keeping it nothing. Over the head of Jason Demers. Now it bounces to Vlasic. Sharks are without Tyler Kennedy. Left the game in the second period with an undetermined injury. He has not returned. Fired to the net from the wing by Kearns, and Scrivens is there again. Number 19 of the year for Taylor Hall makes it 2-0. Here's the Sharks' upcoming schedule through to the Olympic break. In Calgary tomorrow, our pregame at 5:30, then the game at 6. Then at home until the Olympics. Chicago on the 1st, Philly on the 3rd, Dallas the 5th, and then the first matchup of the year against Columbus. And that'll be the final game before the break. And there's Dan Boyle. And we've already seen him take a shift and set up Burns. So apparently able to continue, obviously able to continue here in the 3rd period after taking a stick or a puck earlier in the period that had him down for a bit.
Yeah, it looked like it was a shot. Tommy Ringel's confused about why the faceoff is going outside now.
This isn't the last of the Sharks and Oilers. They'll meet twice more. The next time will be back here on March 25th and then once more on April 1st in San Jose. And that's out of play off an Oilers stick. Jesse Joensuu putting onto his own bench.
Things have slowed considerably, and the Sharks need to change that. They need to start picking the pace up a little bit. And how you do that? Well, you start putting the puck in the places that you did in the first 2 periods. They haven't been very good with the puck management part of the game in this 3rd period. Too many giveaways, too many lost draws. Get back to controlling the game by controlling the puck.
And of course, now you have an Oilers team with a little confidence, too, with a 2-0 lead, as they try and make it 3 wins in a row. They've only won 2 in a row 4 times. Hall, and he'll turn it up ice for the Oilers. Top line for Edmonton. Here's Hall down the wing. Off his stick courtesy of Justin Braun. Hall back behind the net for Nugent Hopkins. Havlat gets a body on him. That one pops away from Stewart. Now out of the corner, Nugent Hopkins trying to thread the needle to Eberle. Hall. And Marlowe at center.
Havlat and I think it's Nugent Hopkins or Gagne. I think it's Gagne having a little. No, it's Nugent Hopkins having a little discussion with each other. That would not be a fight you'd predict too often, right?
No.
Havlat and Nugent Hopkins.
That'd be about as likely as having 48 shots and not scoring.
Yeah, exactly.
As the Oilers are offside. Again,
see a chance for some work along the boards. Joe Thornton gets up high on the boards in the offensive zone. He's kind of isolated. The Sharks in the first 2 periods were really good at helping each other out. Joe Thornton got isolated there, and the Oilers were able to get the puck out of the zone and down the ice.
Edmonton against the Pacific Division, their own. 3-11-3 this year. The 3rd win coming on Monday against Vancouver. And now they're trying to knock off one of the top teams in the division, the Sharks, and right now looking good with 2 goals in front of an epic goaltending performance by Ben Scrivens. Pavelski. Thornton fights through a check from Perron, who then slashed him.
Honestly, how does that not get called? That's a massive chop by Perron.
Well, there's a sign in the Oilers dressing room that says chop wood and carry water.
Oh, maybe that's what they're talking about right there.
Boyle, and that's an easy catch for Scrivens. And he gets a hearty round of applause here from the sellout crowd at Rexall Place for his earlier night's work. But that is save 49. He was a Hobie Baker finalist in college.
Good effort in the neutral zone by San Jose there, and it's just a Jan Boyle again. That diving effort, pushing the puck forward and taking the big shot on that.
Also won the Ken Dryden Trophy as the ECAC Goalie of the Year one season at Cornell, but wasn't drafted. Toronto took a flyer on him as a free agent. Vlasic is kept in along the boards by Boyd Gordon, and he goes into the corner now with Demers and Vlasic and Jones. goes down. And emerging with it is Andrew Desjardins. Demers, the up pass off the stick of Bracken Kearns to Matt Nieto. Nicely handled back there by the defenseman Larson, but Kearns back on it to Nieto again. Braun's shot, not a good one. Kind of fluttered off his stick.
I almost thought a stick broke for a second.
Desjardins has to wait for the rest of his line mates to get on side. Now they are. Now Braun for Nieto. Stewart at the line, a slap shot, Scrivens the save. And that is number 50 for Ben Scrivens. Here's Havlat. Shoots, and that's blocked and goes out of play.
It's time now for tonight's 50-50 number
50 saves for Ben Scrivens, still 2-0. This night began here in Edmonton with an on-ice ceremony for all of the Olympians for both teams. Headed to Sochi, of course, Joe Pavelski will represent the USA. I'm going to say the way he's been going of late, be no stunner to see him end up on the top line.
Joe Pavelski, absolutely. Outstanding hockey player. His hockey IQ is the other aspect that makes him even better, because he's such a smart player. He sees the game so well. He anticipates so well. He's playing at a level now that we've never seen before. He's got a confidence level that's huge, and his execution is fantastic.
Nugent Hopkins for Edmonton, saved by Niemi. Rebound at the side, and it's Pavelski who's there to Burns, and now ahead for Thornton. Joe Thornton in the zone. Penalty coming to the Oilers. Thornton and for Pavelski, but it's behind him, and it's controlled by Edmonton. And now the Sharks will get a power play here in the third period.
Great effort by Nugent Hopkins. Then right after that effort, there's a play along the boards up high in the Sharks zone. It's going to be, I think it's a cross-check.
77, 2 minutes cross-checking.
Yep. There's the great play right there. And as the puck comes up high in the zone, you're going to be able to see the cross-check. It's going to come up around, and then right here, coming up, boom, right there. There's no doubt that's a cross-check.
Anton Belov is going to take a seat.
Well, here's your golden opportunity. As they talk about windows of opportunity, this is it right here for the Sharks. Starts with a face-off win if you can get it.
11:02, time of the minor penalty. And off the face-off, Demers trying to pass it up to the point, just too much on that. In what has to be, especially in this game, a crazy anomaly, Joe Pavelski, the Sharks' leading scorer, still doesn't have a shot on goal, and the Sharks have 50 of them. Every skater but Pavelski has a shot. Here's Demers now. Got lucky on the keep-in. To Thornton. For Pavelski behind the net. Absorbs a body check. And it's lifted clear with authority by Boyd Gordon.
You can't, on this power play, slow it down and dust it off on the boards. Halfway down the boards, where the hash marks are. There, people call it the half boards. You have to make sure you move the puck quickly. Low, high shots on net.
Wingles trying to walk it in. Now it is Thornton, save! Scrivens on the rebound, trying to find it, he did. Thornton gets it back, in front. Wingles, Scrivens, the save, and he covers.
Good entry into the zone by the Sharks. Tommy Wingles shoots the gap. Shoots the gap, gets after it. Not a good play by Ben Scrivens. Knocks it right to Joe Thornton. Shot, and now it's a mad scramble in front. Thornton regains it, finds the man as Tommy Wingles slides out. Nice play by Tommy Wingles. He's in tight. He sees that there's no space for the puck to get to him, so he backs up into that high slot and awaits the pass from Joe Thornton. Well executed again, though. Ben Scrivens, 53 saves now on his night.
Cleared down, and Niemi will wait for Vlasic. Instead, he gives it to Burns. On the move is Pavelski, taking it at center on the entry. Havlat over to Wingles. Now Pavelski in front, and it trickles through to Scrivens. Loose puck, and blocked in front. Here's Havlat. Waits, gives for Burns. His shot blocked in front. Vlasic shoots it high, and out of play.
I think it went off of Scrivens again.
55 saves now.
Another good entry. Pass, drive, double drive, really, in two seams. Stay on the puck, stay relentless. That one I thought was going in by Marty Havlat. Regain the puck, Edmonton's just sprawling on the ice. They're trying to do everything. Not only is Ben Scrivens trying to make the save, you've got 3 Edmonton Oilers lying on the ice.
The Sharks have taken 86 shots in this game. Now they've taken 1 shot off the counter, giving him 54. Marleau digging in on the face-off and blocked right in front of the Edmonton net, and they're able to clear.
You got to win a draw on your special teams. You got to win the draw on the power play. Something that the Sharks. That's a. Hold it.
Marleau trying to split the middle. Here's Pavelski, and he's had his stick lifted just as he was to pull the trigger.
Sorry, going back to the face-offs. That's a mandate by the coaching staff. They want the puck. The idea.
Edmonton's winning the face-off battle tonight, 51%. And the Sharks are number 1 in the NHL most nights.
They won't be happy about that, the coaches. Penalty's over.
And Marleau can't get it in cleanly. Kearns tags back up. And we are down to 6:45 in the third. Nieto. Nick Schultz around for Petrie. Sealed off by Desjardins. Now Nieto pulls the trigger and it went off a block. Back down to Kearns. He'll wait for it to get flat. Bangs it over toward Nieto. Here's a turnover. Desjardins is going to shoot it. And again, it's blocked by Edmonton. Kearns back down for Desjardins in the corner. Nieto roughed up by Gagne. And Taylor Hall digs it out. Up come the Oilers. Eberle. Forced to turn. Now slides it down to the goal line for Hall and around for Gagne. Desjardins back to the Sharks.
Touched by Joe Pavelski. A little stretch play.
Belov for Yoan-Su. Boyle can't get his stick out from under Yoan-Su. Thornton tries to keep it in. Yoan-Su forces it out. Handled by the Sharks defense, and it's Boyle on the entry for Burns. Back to Jesse Yoan-Su. I'll tell you one guy who's been parked on the bench is Yakupov.
Yeah,
I haven't said his name forever. Perron looking for it. Thornton a good play. And now he'll send it up. Off of Wingels to the net. Oilers just looking to clear when they can now with this 2-goal lead and under 5 minutes to play. Havlat wanted Vlasic. He'll have to go back for it. Eberle into forecheck. This is Marleau. He takes it. He's onside. Skates in. Save.
Couldn't cut in.
And Marincin circles his own goal. Demers could keep in with his skate to Havlat. Back to Demers. Across for Marleau. Wide. Here's Havlat. Saved. Another save by Scrivens off Wingels. It's still loose. And Wingels has it. Out front, Vlasic. And that's off a block wide. Marleau behind the net. Wingels. He'll send it to the point. Vlasic. Rister. And caught by Scrivens. 4 minutes left, still 2-0. Here in Edmonton, our Toyota game summary. 2 goals in this game. 1 in the first period, 1 in the third. In the first, it was Justin Schultz from the right point and in past the Emmy. And then here in the third, well, that's another look at the same goal there.
Here's the third.
2-on-1, Eberle, Hall, and his 19th of the year.
It's probably not, there's very few players in the National Hockey League that can execute a 2-on-1 that well. There's Malkin and Crosby. There's a bunch of guys who are highly skilled, but those 2 guys don't miss very often.
Well, Ben Scrivens, if he gets a shutout, will establish an NHL modern-day record for most saves in a shutout. But the Sharks still have time here. Vlasic sends it wide off the back of the net. Through past Pavelski. Back to Vlasic again. Thornton trying to settle it. Here's Demers, a blast that's blocked.
That's the other aspect, boy. The Oilers have really bared down in this third period on blocking shots. They got an injury. They're going to get...
That last one hurt Boyd Gordon.
Sure did. Boyd Gordon gets down there and he blocks it. He does a nice job. And he is hurting now. On an injury, you can change, I do believe. Big block shot by Boyd Gordon, selling out for his goalie right there. No, you know what? That wasn't. Schultz was the one that blocked it, and Boyd Gordon fell awkwardly. That's why he was hurting.
The Sharks 57 shots now, ties a franchise record for the most shots in any game, home or away. The record is 57 on the road at Nashville in a loss. Right now the Sharks trying to fashion 2 goals here with under 3.5. Marleau, and he's offside.
That is too bad for the Sharks right there. Patrick Marleau was gearing up, big time speed. And he just could not stay on side. Todd McClellan looking down. What he's looking down at, there's TV monitors in the benches. Like literally where Todd McClellan and the coaching staff are standing, there's TV monitors. So they can look down and they can see that right away.
Scrivens lost his balance a bit. Now Brad Stewart to the net, and Scrivens is saved. Havlat pushed off the puck by Everly. And the Oilers get the clear.
Icing.
And a face-off to come in Edmonton territory, 2:45 to go.
It is pure desperation for the Edmonton Oilers right now in their own zone. The Sharks are keeping pucks in, and the Oilers are just chipping it out, getting it down the ice. But also when the Sharks get a chance, everybody for the Oilers collapses back to the net. They're getting in shooting lanes, they're blocking shots, they're doing what they can to help out their goalie, who's been under siege tonight, 58 shots at this point. But the face-off situation is still in the Oilers' favor.
Nugent Hopkins winning that draw.
Something Todd McClellan talks about, something he talks about. He will not be happy about the face-off situation.
Here's Pavelski, and just didn't get a clean pass away. As it goes back to Burns, now Pavelski in traffic, but he slides it wide to Brent Burns. He tries to drive it to the front of the net. Niemi comes out of the goal, and the Sharks have an empty net with a little over 2 minutes to go here in this period.
Penalty coming up to the Sharks, I think. Yep. High stick. Might be a 4-minute-er. It won't really matter because there's just a little bit over 2 minutes remaining anyway. So I think it might be Brent Burns.
It is going to be Dan Boyle.
Dan Boyle. He's trying to clear he's going into the front of the net. He's trying to clear his stick. Clear his stick over his man. He's going to see him come into the scene. Keep rolling, guys. Keep rolling. He's going to come into the scene right here. And as he tries to clear his stick, he just clips. Petrie?
It's 2 minutes. But it takes away the man advantage for the Sharks, and now Niemi has to come into the net as Todd McClellan is having an animated conversation here with his group with 2:09 left. Coming up, the Shurin Sharks post-game live. Brody Brazil, Curtis Brown, and Kevin Kurz from our studio in San Francisco. Jamie Baker from here in Edmonton. Will they be talking about a miraculous comeback? Will they be talking about an historic shutout? We shall see. Classic, and Havlat taps this back into the Edmonton zone, and Belov controls it. Niemi still in the net, as we're now 5 on 5. Actually, 6-5 on 4 with the power play for Edmonton.
Patrick Marleau is just stretched out of the zone. It's a 4-on-3, really. And
comes out and is pushed by Belov back into his own end. Hall can't control it. And Niemi will leave it there for Justin Braun. If the Sharks can get possession up ice, Niemi will come back out, but so far that hasn't happened.
Justin should have kept moving there. He could have used the net.
Hall and Niemi with the save. Loose puck. They score! Jordan Eberle, and that'll do it. A power play goal for the Oilers, and it's 3-0.
A hard shot by Hall. And then the mop-up. As Niemi can't quite find it, can't quite feel it, and he actually pushes that out to that rebound opportunity, right out to Jordan Eberle.
19th goal of the year for Eberle. And the Oilers' power play comes through. And now the only doubt is to whether or not we will see one of the more remarkable shutouts in NHL history. Smith down the boards. Brad Stewart loses his stick. David Perron working against a defender without a stick. Schultz to Gagne. And it's back to Schultz again.
The time 18 minutes, 40 seconds.
40 seconds left. Here's Desjardins for the Sharks, weaving his way in.
At 18:40.
Niemi stays in the net now at 3-0, and the Oilers fire it down the ice. Scott Hannon up for Kearns. Here's Desjardins for Boyle behind him. Plays it across. Hannon shoots and tipped in front of Scrivens. Back around for Hannon. His shot goes wide. Time for one more. Boyle with the puck. Sends it deep behind the net. History here in Edmonton. Ben Scrivens with a 59-save shutout. The most in the expansion era in the National Hockey League. The final score, Edmonton 3, the Sharks 0.